An important question often arises when planning cloud deployments targeting Chinese users. Can services be hosted in the AWS Asia-Pacific, Hong Kong region, and accessed by customers in mainland China? This query highlights the distinctive network and regulatory environment separating AWS China regions from the global AWS infrastructure, including the Hong Kong region. AWS Asia-Pacific, Hong Kong region operates as part of the global AWS network and is technically isolated from the AWS China regions, much like any other AWS region outside of China. As such, services hosted in Hong Kong can be accessed by users in mainland China, just as they could access services from other global AWS regions. However, this approach comes with critical caveats that organizations must carefully evaluate before proceeding. One of the primary challenges when serving Chinese customers from a global AWS region, including Hong Kong, is the potential for degraded network performance. The Great Firewall, coupled with China's unique internet infrastructure, can introduce significant latency and inconsistency when mainland users attempt to access services hosted outside AWS China regions. This can negatively impact the user experience, particularly for latency-sensitive applications like video streaming, gaming, or transactional websites. Businesses should conduct thorough performance testing to assess the feasibility of using an external region for their intended customer base. Beyond performance, regulatory compliance presents a substantial challenge. Chinese authorities enforce strict content and service regulations, and services or content hosted outside China but accessed within the country remain subject to these rules. If the hosted content or services violate Chinese regulations intentionally or inadvertently, access to the content can be blocked without notice by Chinese authorities. For businesses relying on consistent service delivery, such disruptions could be highly detrimental. While hosting in the Hong Kong region may be a tempting option due to proximity and global AWS integration, businesses should carefully weigh the risks and trade-offs. For most use cases, deploying services directly within AWS China regions, Beijing or Ningxia, ensures compliance with data residency laws, minimizes latency, and provides a more reliable customer experience. However, for certain use cases that involve non-critical workloads or services aimed at both global and Chinese users, the Hong Kong region may serve as an acceptable alternative with robust contingency planning. In summary, while hosting in Hong Kong for mainland China is technically feasible, organizations must prioritize user experience and regulatory compliance. For seamless operations and reduced risk, leveraging AWS China regions remains the preferred option for businesses targeting the Chinese market.